transformation to the cloud needs to accelerate. So you're going to see that as a significant piece of people's 2021 functions and their budgets.
So what are you seeing in this area with the cloud projects with your customers? What are the challenges that they're trying to address, and how are they addressing it?
Yeah, okay, great question. So we're seeing roughly three things that are going on. One of them doesn't have anything to do with cloud, and I'll address that very quickly, and that is that we're seeing a lot of companies that have enterprise data centers within their own facilities looking to data centers like DataBank for co-location services, where they can move their servers, they can move their systems, even talking of moving mainframes into data centers where, going back to our, just a moment ago, our real estate discussion, they can reduce the footprint that they have inside their facilities. They can reduce the security guard force that might be on those facilities that are having to guard the data centers. They can use remote hands from a data center provider like DataBank to accomplish some things where they don't have to expose their own people. So there's a lot of advantages, and we're seeing a lot of customers come to us asking those questions. Can we move an IBM mainframe into a co-location type of facility that's in one of our data centers? And the answer, of course, is yes, if you want to spend all the money to do so. Co-location is just real estate, it's floor space, and that we could provide that. So the other thing that we're seeing is a push to the cloud. I think I've mentioned before through various conversations with yourself and others that, had this whole COVID thing happen 5 years ago without a viable Office 365 and other cloud applications, I think we would be seeing a completely different situation. But the success of cloud and the success of being able to move people home and almost not skip a beat in some respects from a technology perspective when things were in the cloud has been very eye-opening to a lot of CIOs and CTOs. The parts that they've had challenges with is when somebody has to VPN into the enterprise facility in order to gain access to an old file share server or something similar to that. But those people that are using OneDrive and SharePoint up on Office 365 or similar types of products, they haven't skipped a beat. This just kept on going as if they were in the office in an airport, sitting frankly on a beach somewhere with a good internet connection. They could do their work with those tools. And so we do see a rush of inquiry into cloud, and we've seen an increase in people that are actually signing the deals. We're starting to see a lot of those deals mature right now. What we're also seeing is the hybrid solution. There's still some CTOs and CIOs out there, excuse me, that are a little concerned about making a rash decision and rushing into this. So they're looking at stepping their toe into the water with some of the lighter load applications and lighter load situations and moving them to the cloud, or potentially the types of situations where an application may be required across a broader range of people, and yet the security situation of that is a lesser requirement. So things that, for example, that don't require file shares or don't require large interactions for financial institutions. But overall, we're seeing those types of situations. We're seeing the hybrid approach really being the one that a lot of people are signing deals with. Stepping into it, we expect to see that a larger transition, especially as we look at 2021 budgets and we look at people realizing that this is definitely not going to be a short-term situation, and that the cloud, the transformation to the cloud needs to accelerate. So you're going to see that as a significant piece of people's 2021 functions and their budgets.
Yeah, interesting.
And what we have to watch out for in these types of situations where they're quickly rushing to the cloud is that we don't get in a situation where things were rushed so fast that the security and the software development lifecycle that's involved in securing these types of environments is lost. And that's a challenge that we have to deal with as a security managed security provider, managed services provider, because we have some customers come to us and say, I just need to get it in the cloud. Let's get it in there, and then we'll worry about security later. And we have to slow them down and say, look, it's much better if we do this up front. It will cause disruptions and problems if we wait. And so we've been able to convince a number of people to slow down, continue to go to the cloud. We can get you there in a certain time frame, but slow down. Let's take it easy, and let's make sure that we get these things secured from the front end.